Greetings, greetings, greetings.
What's up?
How's everybody doing? So today we are just going to do a recorded Zoom because we want to be able to show you some of these worksheets you can use. We also posted some in the units. You can find the awesome worksheet that Lori created. It'll talk to you about what WOOP is. And on the back, it's going to give you an awesome area to do your energy, work, and love whooping for you. So sorry to cover your sweet face.
I just play.
So just know that that is on the Best Year Ever. It is in the units. It's a link that you can click. Probably easiest to find on your computer. You can find it on your phone also. But we are working our way up to our next event. And that next event is going to be on
Motivation.
Motivation. What an awesome topic. So last Tuesday, or this last Tuesday, Darren and I talked about the motivation equation. I believe Lori and Jesse talked about the motivation equation. So you guys should have a pretty awesome idea what that is and what that means. So hopefully you're doing some of the work, you're doing some of the homework, the sheets that are all out there. This is all being built for you guys. So hoping you utilize it because the tool is really important, but if it's in your tool belt and you're not using it, then how do we become a master? You know, we got to practice it. So just a quick review on the motivation equation. Motivation equals energy, which is expectancy times value over impulsivity and delay. So go back and watch some of those awesome videos and Zooms for some more information. But today we're going to talk about WOOP.
Whoop.
WOOP. So what does W mean, Darren?
Wish.
What does outcome mean?
Oh.
What does the other O?
Obstacles.
And what's the P?
The plan.
So as you can see on the screen, this is a nice little WOOP form also that I use with my clients sometimes. I give them these sheets so that they can do them at home anytime they have a wish and something they want to work through this tool. Did you have something to share, my love?
Not yet.
Okay, just making sure. So we're just showing you the actual tool that you can use, and I showed you the one that Lori created that she also put on the page. So let's just walk through it, and then we're going to go through an example. So the wish. So the wish is waving a magic wand and describe the end result of your goal, right? That sounds super simple, doesn't it? Then we want to go look at the outcome. The outcome is what are the benefits that you and those around you will experience as a result of you accomplishing your wish, aka your goal. And these little descriptions I got off the form that Lori made and added them to my little form. Obstacles, what within your control might get in the way of you doing what you need to do to accomplish your goals, right? Because we always want to identify our obstacles when we're working towards something because we want to make sure that we can plan around them. We can get around our big boulders of obstacles. And the last one is plan, which is how are you going to overcome those obstacles, right? All those obstacles we write down, how are we going to overcome them?
Now, not to say too, when you break this down like this, when you look at wish and what WOOP is it's asking you to identify the obstacles. And that's the biggest part where I don't think I ever thought when I took something on what some of my obstacles would be that I might maybe encounter as I'm working on this goal or I'm trying to accomplish something.
Yeah.
Whether it be a nutritional aspect or something with fitness, or even at the time when I was going to school, working on my bachelor's degree, you know, I mean, I knew obviously work was in there and getting to the gym. And that's one of the things actually is when I started school, I was trying to study after I got done with the gym. I didn't like getting up early. I wasn't an early morning person. I didn't like going to the gym. I didn't feel strong in the morning. So I'd go to the gym after I got off work. And then I told myself, okay, I'm going to study after I get done working out. Well, that didn't work out too well because I wasn't getting home until 7 o'clock at night. And then I got to eat. And then for me to try to study and then try to get up at 6 in the morning because I had to be at work at 7:30, that just wasn't working. So I had to switch that around because that was an obstacle. It was starting to become a barrier. I needed to study, but I was not going to give up the gym. Gym is something that's a big fundamental for me. So I had to make that adjustment and go to the gym in the morning.
Yeah.
And now actually I love working out in the morning. Actually, it brought a lot of value because I I felt so much more fresh and awakened and ready to take on the day. It helped me show up better at times when I was going to work. And so that was one thing I learned from going through, you know, trying to obtain a goal, working on my school. But that was not something I thought about until it actually, you know, showed itself. So those are the things to be thinking about too, is when you are working on your plan or you have a wish or something that you want to achieve, give it its time and its due. If you really want to achieve it, you got to plan for it, right? It's just like going on a road trip or you're going on vacation. If you're going to go on vacation, you make plans. You plan that out. Why don't we do that with our goals?
And we want to have, what do you call it? The infinite optionalities, the infinite options for our planning around our obstacles, and just making that plan so that we have action items that we can do right now, right? We don't want them, as we talked about the motivation equation, the delay, we don't want them so far out before we can even start it that it's way too hard to reach. It's great to have those goals far out there, but we've got to figure out how we can chunk them down into something we can do today. So for example, we just put an example together because this one seems like it's pretty common. Some of our clients we talk to, ourselves, have been working on getting sleep. When we ask questions out there in the social media world, this seems to be the example for a lot of people, realizing that sleep is the foundation of all of our other pillars. And so this is an example of the energy. We have the energy, work, love goals, right? This is an energy goal. So we're going to give you one example. It'll be energy goal today. And so let's get to it. So the wish, as we said, this is waving that wand, right? And it actually magically happens. So the wish is get 8 hours of sleep every night, asleep by 8:30 p.m. So great. That's a great wish. So what's the outcome? How is this going to benefit you? How is it going to make you feel? What's the experience you're going to have in resulting in this if you accomplish it? These are some great ones that Darren and I came up together. So what do you think, Darren? You want to read those?
Yeah, but one of the things also when we talk about energy, right? It's an energy goal, but this is also a love goal because it's self-love, right? You're giving something back to yourself by getting more sleep. So you do show up rested. Sure, yeah. So you are able to be more productive. So you're kind of, again, hitting, by working on this one goal, it's enhancing two different areas, your energy and your love. Because again, that's that determination. But the outcome, right, is trying to have more energy, showing up maybe better at work, depending on what you do, how are you going to show up, those relationships, having that time, maybe being a little bit more patient. You're not going to be as on edge. Maybe as you're driving into work and things don't go your way and you're hitting stoplight after stoplight, maybe if you only got 6 hours of sleep, maybe you might be a little bit more edgy hitting that, right? Or maybe because you got 6 hours of sleep, maybe you're rushing out the door. Maybe you're putting some people I see putting makeup on in their car.
Not safe.
Guys, I think guys mainly probably eat and drink in their car.
Yeah.
So, but those are things because we didn't give our time we didn't give ourselves time in the morning. Right. So this is where the 8 hours of sleep comes in to where, how are you going to show up? What are those routines? But this is your start. This is where this one goal could have so much more amazing outcomes to it.
So your wish. So your outcome of your wish is, like Darren said, feeling refreshed, more energy. You eat less at night because why? You got to bed earlier and you're not eating later. Rested, better connections. Like you said, we're interacting with people, mental clarity. That's one for me, big time. Like I am on it at work and I'm loving it. It's like pretty awesome. So obstacles, right? We want to write down the obstacles that are within your control, right? We want the internal obstacles that are within your control because what do? We've talked about this a ton of times. Those external ones, we're going to put aside right now and not stress about those. Let's control and plan on what we can have control of. So your obstacles, social media is an obstacle. Electronics are obstacles. Children, if you have children, young children, middle-aged children, any children, that always I hear that being a huge obstacle for moms and dads to be able to get to bed at a decent time. Headache. What if you have headache or if you have some kind of pain? Working out too late. Sometimes for people that gets your energy level higher, right? By research shows that your metabolism is going faster. Your body is continually burning calories after you stop working out. So as you try to rest, that's counterproductive. What if you grind your teeth? I'm a big teeth grinder. So I have to relax my jaw when I go to bed. Nightmares, that could be something too that's keeping you from being able to have 8 hours of sleep. So what are you going to do about that, right?
Anxiety, something
Anxiety,
that's, maybe
yeah.
things aren't going well at work and
Yeah.
you're having that stressful situation that's keeping you up. Your mind is working a lot, maybe too much. So,
and you have some control of that to a point if you use your
these are tools. You got to use your
tools.
protocols. So, but these are things that we're going into our plan now to how to overcome these obstacles.
So we've got a plan. So we're going to address most of them, not all of them. We might just give some verbal addressing of them. But for the first two, social media and electronics, those are huge barriers and obstacles and distractions, right? We talked about distractions with the motivation equation too. Digital sunset, huge, 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 huge PM routine. So that is when we basically say, hey, TV, social media, phones off, right? So you set that hard, fast, bright line that at 8 p.m., no TV or phone, right? Or just start with one, say no TV after 8, or start with the other, no phone after 8. Maybe get that old alarm clock out and put it next to your bed instead of your phone.
Well, the other thing too is maybe having a timer for not getting up, but for going to bed. When do you have to start preparing yourself to do that? Jessica does that. She has it at 7 p.m. That's the alarm goes off, digital shutdown.
And that means you better start getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah, so you start preparing yourself for that. So think about, again, how you prepare for things, right? You get up in the morning preparing for work. What do we do to prepare for bed? When do you start preparing for bed? And if you just start preparing for bed 15 minutes before all of a sudden you're falling asleep on the couch, oh, I better go to sleep. That's, I don't know if that's, preparation. You're just, now you're going to bed exhausted almost. So these are those little things to be thinking around sleep. And I mean, this is obviously a good topic right here about around motivation. Sleep, and we talked about this, sleep is the foundation of what all your other pillars set on. If you're not getting good sleep, how does everything else show up? Think about that. You being mindful, being present, love, nutrition, exercise, movement, right? What else? What other virtues can you throw at me? Having a zest, right? That fulfillment for life, even hope, gratitude, being tired. Wisdom. There's so much stuff. If you think about what sleep can give you, and if there's anybody out there that watches this, number one thing, big takeaway, sleep, man. People say, oh, I can get by in 6 hours of sleep. Come on. Let's see what it's like if you got 8 hours of sleep consistently for 1 month. Now let's see how you show up. Let's see what that person that averages 8 hours of sleep for 1 month compares to that person that's getting 6 hours of sleep.
All right. That's totally sleep, number one. Number one, structure, foundation, and then build on top of it, right? So the other parts of the plan from our obstacles, right? We're still planning here, is get in bed and read for 30 minutes at 8 p.m. So if you're wanting to be asleep by 8:30 p.m., you're going to want to get in bed before that, right? You can't count you sliding into bed unless you absolutely fall asleep when you hit that pillow. But let's give yourself a window, right? So you can you can read during that window, and you can do other things. So if you're going to wake up at 4:30 a.m., you got to be sleeping by 8:30 p.m. so that you can get 8 hours of sleep. And adjust that as needed for your work schedule for the next day, right? Plan the day the night before. We could sing some songs about that. So the children. So number 3 obstacle, children, right? What kind of structure are you creating for your kids at night, right? If we're going to be looking at PM rituals for us, why not incorporate our kids into it too? Make it fun. Be like, okay, sit down with them and read, maybe the 30 minutes before they need to get in bed. Or if they're of that age, or you know what, I know a lot of kids, my mom used to do this for my nephews and things like that. Like they massage their feet, just get them relaxed. Sometimes kids are anxious too. Give them some white noise, set them up for structure so that they know that at what time they're going to bed, what needs to happen before they go to bed. Do they brush their teeth? Do they wash their face? And what's that routine? We like structure, so do children. So number 4.
Well, I would say even with the children, think about the food that they're eating before you guys go to bed. When are you having dinner? And I know this is depending on what time somebody works, and easier said than done, right? But again, these are just suggestions on certain things to try. to help give you and your children a more restful night. And these are the habits and fundamentals that you started now with your children from birth and got them used to that habit. Geez, how awesome would it be once you find if this works for you? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't been doing this longer. Think what value it would bring to your children, or families, or everybody around you, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, it's huge.
So the fourth and the eighth obstacle, the headaches and the pain, kind of go hand in hand as far as maybe a plan that you could possibly utilize for that. And I definitely encourage people to do that relaxation meditation. And do the one where, and maybe I'll try post it in the comments, but I've done a meditation where you put your body to sleep, or you relax your body from your toes to every body part all the way to the top of your head. And so I used to do this. I used to have night tremors when I was younger, and I would have to put myself to sleep and to be able to have a good solid sound sleep. So I would start at my toes, and I would close my eyes, and I relax in bed, head on pillow, and I just tell myself, okay, my toes are very tired. They're getting very heavy. They're falling asleep. And I literally could feel that relaxing energy move all the way up from my toes. And most of the time, never even got to my head because I was already sleeping. So that definitely works. I can talk more about that later. Meditating, relaxing the body. Instead of reading at 8 o'clock, if you want to be sleeping by 8:30, then that's a great time to meditate, or even stretching. So be mindful of those things. You deserve for you to have self-care and to take care of yourself. You deserve to carve time out into your day, your morning, and to your evening so that you can live your best life ever. And by you living your best life ever, how you are going to impact the world, right? Everyone that comes into contact with you, your children, your family, your spouse, your partner, your husband, your friends, everyone's going to benefit from you taking care of yourself. So please do that. I will post these also in the comments. You can see the examples, see how we work these tools. We definitely picked sleep because it is so important to us. I'm a whole different person. Still have a ton of things to work on, but I'm a different person. So imagine me with no sleep for days on end. I am not pleasant. And I can't think, and I don't feel right. My emotions and hormones are all jacked up too. So just be mindful of that. And we can definitely work on these things. But the main part is pick something that you can start today. Okay. So anything else you want to share, Darren?
I just think it goes along with trying to be your best self ever, right? How to show up as your best self ever. Why not give yourself the rest that it needs and it desires?
That is right.
So that's a big part of just coming into who you are and working on that, working on yourself, so you can give yourself that energy to show up and take on being your best self. Give yourself more willpower.
Yeah, and I think I might maybe do a little free bonus posting of a meditation tomorrow, so you guys can maybe use that.
You can try that out, and that's something again. Preparation for bedtime. Decrease that stimulus. So you're not getting all the stimuli before you go to bed with the electronics and lights. Try to keep the lights down. That's something that we've been working on right now. Don't hardly any lights on. We use dimmers. We use blue blockers. But that's the thing that we've been working on, is really trying to, again, take that light that we have, we buy these lights in our house to give us that natural lighting. But it's natural lighting until we go to bed, right before we go to bed. Our body doesn't say, okay, let's flip the switch and go to bed now. It has to be prepared. And that's one thing I've noticed when we go backpacking on these backpacking trips. You wake up with the sunlight and then you start getting ready to go to bed. It's like, time to go to bed, man. So it's like, it's getting dark. Might as well go to bed.
Let's go to bed. It's dark out. And that's the other part too, is like when you're camping and back in the days of caveman and all that stuff, there were fires. We live by fires, right? And then there was kerosene lamps, and that's still a real flame. It's real light. It doesn't impact our pineal gland and our melatonin production and stuff like that. So just be mindful of all of that light, even if that's your first step that you take, that you're going to turn all the lights off in the house at 8 p.m. Maybe you're still watching TV, or maybe you're still on your phone, but you're going to start dimming it, start taking it step by step so that you can build up to it. I know we talked about this before. It's a huge thing for us. I'm just going to mention it super quick, and then I'm going to let you know what next week entails. But our process of not having cable and not having TV anymore. it took us a couple of years for this process. So just know that things just don't happen overnight, and know that you can do it. You just got to stick to it. Build that momentum up.
It's got to be important enough to you that you keep working at it, right? You're chipping away.
Micro goals and micro wins.
Yeah.
So next week is going to be titled Goals Are for Losers, and I want to be one. So I'm going to read off this that was put together. So for us to stay motivated and keep taking action with our goals, we need to move from dreaming to doing, which, oh my gosh, action, action. We want action, ACTION. Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, says goals are for losers. We're losers. Stick with us, and by the end of the week, you will understand what that means, basically. The difference between process goals and product goals, and what small steps you need to take daily to make achieving your dreams and goals for 2020 feel almost effortless. So how cool is that? We're super excited to do it. June 13th, our next event on meditation. All 5 coaches are going to be there. Or motivation. Sounds the same, huh? And all 5 coaches will be there. Darren, Jessica, Tanis, Lori, and Jesse coming at you. So thanks so much, guys. We are going to end this. Have a good evening. If you play this back, you have questions, let us know. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
See you.